Welcome back to the Bdthurs Show, the second half, and of course my sidekick, Andrew Bdthurs.
Good morning.
We were kind of finishing up on a little story about being on the levee road where all of these major and very important structures of water control along the Mississippi and Atchafalaya rivers. And one of the places when we got down, a young lady gets out of a pickup truck there, she and I guess it was her husband, way in, and she walks over, she says, I'm Melissa, I watch your program. So Melissa from Melville, good morning.
Good morning.
I mean, there were two people that were there, and both of them came and said hello, Dwayne and Melissa. So thank y'all.
How about another sponsor, Benny's Supermarket? While I'm after it, you know, one thing I got to say about Benny's, when you go in there, a lot of bright, young, smiling faces. And of course, right now is graduation. Their big ad in this week's paper has all the graduates. Every year, Mr. Benny does that. He puts a picture of the graduating picture of each of his employees who are graduating seniors in high school on the paper. 6 kids this year, and I think it's from 5 different schools. Good cross section of the Opelousas area, St. Landry Parish area, and I want to commend them. I mean, it's not easy just to say I'm going to give a kid a job that maybe has no experience, maybe has no background before, but we're going to give a kid a shot to let him start building that resume and learn some things.
And they work hard.
And they do. They really do. If you get a chance to go by Benny's, great meats, 7 days a week. The deli's open. They've got the Sports Shack, which is nutritional supplements. They've also got the smoothies that can work as a meal replacement. You're running around, you're real busy. Instead of just skipping a meal altogether, stop and get a smoothie with a little fruit in it. Strawberries, a banana, help to keep your blood level up and keep you in good shape and not fattening either.
Now and then I like to mention that the people that bag your groceries and bring it out to your car play a very important role also because of carjacking. I mean, it's a very serious crime because a lot of times they really hurt the person, and for no reason at all, just to get a purse or something, they hit them on the head with some object or something.
And if you're a lady, you're going to the grocery by yourself.
At Benny's, you have help. It's not just the help of bringing the groceries in and out, it's also a good security.
And Joe Smith Furniture, you're looking for furniture. Let's say, potentially, your furniture gets wet. Very possible.
Very possible.
Very possible. Or maybe in all of this, you're taking some of the furniture out. You took all your furniture out, you look at it, you're like, well, you know, that bedroom set, I don't want to put that old bedroom set back. I knew I had to change it anyway. It's a good time. I'm getting rid of it. I'm going to bring new furniture in once I'm going to get past the flood time. Joe Smith Furniture, let me tell you, mattresses with the mattress outlet. They've got the bedroom sets, dining room sets. They'll fill up the whole house. And not just the furniture. I'm talking about the stuff that you use to decorate on the walls, too. Those, what they call scounts. What they call scounts, where they put the little candle-looking things by the pictures, the paintings. That's what they call it, scounts, I think.
Well, I don't know.
Like that. They didn't have that.
No, didn't have that.
Y'all had candles on the wall, and you just didn't call them that. You'll call it a hurricane lamp.
Well, the candles we had and the lamps, that's what we used
that's
for
right.
light.
That wasn't just for looks. That wasn't just for looks. That was for practical.
That's correct.
But Joe Smith Furniture right here in Opelousas, they can help you with all your furniture needs. And don't forget, they can have same-day delivery and 12 months no interest free.
I was finishing the story about the tire and the lollipop a while ago, and we got onto another subject. Mackie LaBar, who's from Ville Platte, Joan and Frankie LaBar, of course his father is deceased. They work at Danny's Tire World, and of course Tim Hidalgo, the owner now of Danny's Tire World, and Mackie looked at that tire and said, we've never seen one like that before.
I didn't realize radios could do that. I know them old-time balloon tires. What old Hank Williams would sing that song about the air showing through on his tires and all that?
Yeah, that's correct. You know, I put in a plug for OPAC, but we mustn't forget Century 21. There are some people that may decide they want to move out of these flood zone areas.
You might want some high ground.
And high ground. And I know a lot of people are having to temporarily rent property. You may call your local Century 21 office here in Opelousas and Eunice and Lafayette. Call them and let them assist you in possibly finding a temporary residence for you and your family, and then you may just end up liking the area and staying, like so many from Katrina have now made Opelousas and South Louisiana their full-time residence.
And maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you've had property on the lakes for years, or the bayous and all, and you decide you want to sell some of that property afterwards because you reached a point that you don't want to do that no more. So you and I were talking this week that we figured about every 30 years we have one of these bad floods, right? I made a note on my calendar in 30 years. We talked about whether or not to jack your camp up. I think in 30 years that'll be what is that? With 2011 it'll be 2041. In 2041, you and I are going to sit and we're going to talk about whether or not we're going to raise that camp.
Right.
Something good to look at. We need to think about it. But we got time. 30 years is a long ways away.
Efforts to create an area film district, Acadiana Film District, is getting the thumbs up, and hopefully this legislation can be something that it could pass, because these film crews come in and they spend a lot of money, as we saw right here at Dr. Tate's farm just south of Opelousas.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people
Secretariat, that movie.
That Secretariat, beautiful movie. And so it's not the old type of movies that were just little short films, and they wasn't bad, but they were not of the quality that they're now making. And
Secretariat was Disney and everything. I mean, that was a big-time budget.
Big time. Parts of I-49 are not going to 75. They are 75 from just south of Washington all the way up to the Shreveport area.
Well, speaking of Washington, how about Washington State Bank? While you're borrowing money for all those things you're going to be doing about updating your property, maybe you're looking to move uptown, you need to borrow some money to build that house, to redo that camp, whatever you're looking for, Washington State Bank can help you with all that. They've got long-term fixed interest. They've got 24/7 internet banking. Hot thing right now. That way you don't have to worry that water bill don't end up getting turned off because you forgot. I never noticed I didn't get the bill. You set all that up online, that thing will automatically pull the money from your account if you want to set it up that way. Or it'll show it to you that it's due now. Then you just say, okay, I'm ready to pay it. Click, boom, bill gets paid. Don't cost you even the stamp.
Is that easy?
It's that easy.
Well, maybe I need to maybe start studying how to turn on.
Man.
Larry Leger says that he could teach me in 1 hour how to turn it off and on, and a little of the
click
basics.
Here and click there, and you do pretty good on that phone. You do some internet stuff on that phone.
Yeah, and I don't perceive it.
It's not much different.
I just don't perceive
Washington State Bank with locations in Washington, Opelousas, Orneville, Leonville, and Palmetto.
Let's not forget that the Rain Knights of Columbus Council 1897 is having a benefit concert on May the 15th. That is this Sunday for the tornado victims in Rain, Louisiana. Of course, William LeBlanc, my friend from Rain, was kind enough to pass this on to us.
While you're out that same day at Cowboys Nightclub in Scott, they're going to do a little benefit for Johnny Saunier, who had heart surgery. A lot of y'all know Johnny Saunier. He's been a musician around for years. From 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., go by Cowboys. You can call Ashley Guidry, 230-0343. Jendo released his birth certificate.
Birth certificate.
So he was born. Was that what he was trying to prove?
He was actually born in Baton Rouge.
It's the long form he sent, too, not just the short form.
Jendo's parents had green cards for permanent residency, so they weren't U.S. citizens yet.
That's right.
And wouldn't have been affected by the legislation. Well, I don't know. Maybe this is payback time. David Vitter has a birthright citizenship bill up there, and of course Jendo didn't endorse him in the last race, if you recall correctly. So maybe this would present a problem for our boy Bobby Jendo.
He wants to make sure. I might have to release mine to make sure everybody knows,
Well, we probably didn't have that in play zones. They just put a little tag. You see my little tag right here on my ear?
Put a tag just like they tagged the cow?
Just like they tagged the cow, they tagged me.
Your daddy made a little mark so
Cody
that everybody
and John
would know?
were playing with me, and I fell against the door corner. It cut me.
So you're going to blame them with it? It's not that you fell.
No, I didn't fall. No,
those big old boys were picking on you, I'm sure.
Cody's 10 years older than I am, and John is 12 years old. And by the way, John's still doing well at home. He'd appreciate your visit or your telephone call. It gets kind of lonesome in that house all the time, but his mind is alert, and he is a lot of fun when you visit him. So please do that.
And I'm going to take up for Mr. Cody. I don't think he hurt you too bad. Out of all them Dupre brothers. That might be the best one. Good morning, Mr. Cody.
Talking about the Cody and family,
Yeah.
The Daily Advertiser is having their annual Acadiana Business Hall of Fame, and that's going to be Friday, May 13th, this Friday, at the Acadiana Center for the Arts, 101 downtown Vermilion Street in Lafayette. 6 p.m. a cocktail reception is being held. 7 o'clock the awards presentation, and 8 p.m. champagne celebration after party. I don't know what all that about. The 2011 inductees, the laureates are Mr. Ernest Bro, the electrical contractor out of New Iberia.
You call him Topper?
And Reggie Dupre with Dupre Logistics, Dupre Transport, and Andrew Gwynn with Port Aggregates.
I thought it was me for a second.
And then the business person of the year, who is also from Opelousas, Reggie, of course, from Opelousas, still lives in Opelousas. Don Hogruder, who owns the Courtesy Automotive Group, is another Opelousas, and he's going to be honored as
local
the business.
folks doing well.
And then several others, but I don't know them, but I do plan on attending. I'm going to have to leave the little party we having out there in Henderson and go attend this and then get on back with the boys.
Wound Treatment Center, if you got diabetic type issues where you're not quite healing well, maybe it's a surgery you have that's not healing well, varicose veins with issues, any kind of little thing that's not quite healing right, the Wound Treatment Center can help you from the little skin grafts of your own skin to some of the artificial skins. They even do some of the stuff with the hyperbaric treatments where they put your arm in a little chamber and it just kind of keeps that oxygen flowing and helps to facilitate the healing process over at Wound Treatment Center with Dr. Kerry Thibodeau as the head man over there and a whole big group within the Opelousas General Health System.
You know, we always talking about honoring the athletes.
Right.
And there was something, I guess it's happened before in maybe at this school or in Lafayette, but ULL hosts a signing event. In other words, they have presented 30-something scholarships in Como High School in Lafayette Parish.
The big-time scholarship offers for big students, big
academic
academics.
signing event. Pretty neat. I mean, you know, sometimes we fail to honor those people as much as we do our athletes. Our athletes, we put them up on a pedestal up here.
Sure.
And the future of the country, the future of our community is these young people who have been studying hard throughout their lives, and they are getting a big reward. You get 4 years of scholastic scholarships. Let me tell you, that's some big numbers.
And I bet some of those might even be some of them Bobby Dupre scholarship winners too that's going to be on that thing. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
No, wouldn't be surprised at all. And of course, Dr. Savoy, our new president here at UL, was shown with a big old smile, and I'm sure it makes him feel good to have an event such as this.
When you get some of the best students in the country that want to come to UL, it makes you feel good. How about Steamboat Warehouse? Get mom away from the smell of her own cooking. Go bring her to eat some good steaks right now. Maybe the water's a little high and you want to bring her up on dry land to eat some steaks. Maybe you want to eat a little seafood. You know, right now it's the perfect time. The crabs are just coming in. Crawfish are just going out. Perfect time to enjoy all of it, all your seafood. There's a little bit of oyster still good right now before you get too much fresh water down in that Gulf area. So go by and have a good meal at Steamboat Warehouse. Great wine selection, ambiance second to none. Washington, Louisiana, and KSLO. See you on the other side of 3.
I have a little note here.
You do.
You said something about the crawfish going out. Man, they're just really coming in good.
All right.
Last night, Tuesday night, Mr. Donald Mesh hosted the annual crawfish boil that is given to the community by the Carroll Olivier family. Mr. Carroll was there and the family. They provide the crawfish, and they had a tremendous boil. Thanks, Mr. Donald. David was the MC of the program, and very little talking. It was a who's who. I'm not going to get into who was there because then I would overlook somebody, but it was a who's who of the area, and this is an annual event. And then Brandon Gill, who is one of the councilmen over in Leonville, has a boiling a unit on the back of on wheels,
Catering,
in other words,
catering
catering type deal. And there were a lot of volunteers, just a whole lot of people there. So I want to thank Mr. Don, and I did get an excuse so that he'll call you again next time. You had other events going on in your life, but we had a great time, and we want to thank everybody, and had a blast.